35 years of CASA in Georgia and Hall Dawson CASA's impact. So for us, what Hall Dawson CASA did 35 years ago is what enabled us to now be in every county in Georgia.
Well, I started actually in 1990, which is the year after Hall County CASA formed in 1989, and really one of the first two together to start. Out of 159 counties, Hall was in the top two. And so when CASA was formed, this was the first time that the child had some voice in what was going on through their adult volunteer. In Malia's circumstance with the Dreher family, it was critical, I think, to have one of the first volunteers, Deb Dameron, look into Malia's circumstances, find out what she wanted, because she was an adolescent at the time. She could tell us what she wanted, and start advocating for a legal position that wasn't very popular back then, long-term foster care. Through Deb's advocacy and the Dreher's tenacity, Malia was able to, through her CASA volunteer, and because she was confident talking to me in my office, tell me what she wanted. So that to me, and the result that Malia has had throughout her life, that is one of the great examples of having a volunteer advocate.
I met Deb, I believe I was 12 or 13 when I met her, and she came into my life, and it was not the most welcoming, because there are so many people that come in and out of your life once you do enter the state custody. So I just figured this was another person that was going to come and leave just like everybody else. So after building that relationship over several months, even years, we continued to stay in touch. We would talk very often, at least get together monthly. We would talk about what I was doing in school. As I became an adult, she came to other functions in my life, my college graduation. Having an advocate for myself at court was so important, because there were many times that I didn't understand the language that was being used. There were many times that I was asked to leave the courtroom because they were talking about adult things that I didn't need to hear. And having that CASA, she didn't tell me everything that was said in there, but she told me enough that I needed to know to settle my anxiety about the situation. She broke down the different scenarios that they were talking about in court into a language that I could understand. And if I didn't have her, I wouldn't know what was going on.
For Malia, if she couldn't share her feelings with me, if she couldn't share her feelings with her birth mom, that there was this person that was there for her, a trusted adult. And we really wanted to be focused on the parenting. And it was wonderful when the CASA volunteer was introduced to us, and we felt like it was a navigator, someone that was going to know what information needed to be found out from the child, who would know how to make community connections, and just have that, like, when is the next court date and how do you prepare for that, and kind of be on the child's radar at all times for that systematic stuff, as well as being their kind of special person.
The proudest moment would definitely have to be when the children reach a safe and a permanent home. Just seeing those kids, thrive in their safe environment.
My hope for CASA is really my hope for the community, that every child has one important adult in their life. That's what CASA does, and that's what we hope we echo into the community, so that more people become involved with CASA or in other ways.
I think the long-term impact for children that are through Hall Dawson CASA in our community is stability. I think they need stability and they need consistency. So when you come alongside Hall Dawson CASA, we can provide that consistency and stability for them. When a child goes through a dependency case, they might change a judge, they might change a case manager, they might change an attorney, but that CASA volunteer is that consistent adult in their life.
Because of the impact that Hall Dawson Casa has on children in our community, because of what I've seen firsthand as far as Casa making a difference in changing the future of children, my hopes and dreams are that we can serve 100% of the children in this community. I want to make sure that we have enough Casa volunteers, that every child experiencing abuse and neglect has someone that's there to be their leader, their cheerleader, their person that's going to make sure that they're in a safe place and that they have an opportunity to find the permanency that my sister got to find. And I want that for every child in this system. And so my hopes for this future is that we can achieve that goal. And I really think we can. I mean, we need volunteers. We're gonna do our best to recruit them. But ultimately, I feel like we'll get there and we will be able to change not only the lives of children, but our community as well.